Today I'm going to be ranking the transfer of West Ham players that, according to sources, potentially could be leaving the club this summer. It's a hefty list of players, you know. That's actually why I'm able to make a video about it. There's 9 players that apparently we are willing to listen to offers for. We've got 3 different categories. Thank you for your service, but it's time to go. Only if we get a decent fee, and I'd actually still like to keep you around. Right, let's crack on. First player is, we'll start with Andy Irving. Can I be honest? I don't even know what category I can put this guy into. He hasn't really done any service to the club. But obviously, I guess he has to go into it's time to go. This transfer was such a weird one. We bought him for like $1 million and then load him straight back to the club that we bought him off of. He's 24 years old, so he's not exactly like we bought a young player, then we're going to try and develop. It was a weird signing. Do you know what? If you actually look at his stats in Austria, he's got 10 goals and 5 assists in 30 appearances. It's actually not that bad. But I just can't see how he would fit into our team. And I can see why the club are willing to listen to offers for him, because we actually might get a decent fee. You never know. It's unfortunate for the lads. I can only imagine that maybe it was a Moyes signing and he was hoping to bring him into the team. But Moyes is gone and he's definitely not part of the plans. So it's time to go. Next up is big Vladimir Coufal. This is a sad one actually, because I love this guy. Got elite mentality. He's a solid right back and he's got a great whip on him. Let's not forget we bought this guy for $5 million. Just because Souček came in and said, oh, you need a right back. Yeah, my best mate. Yeah, he's decent, isn't he? And we go sign him, and he has been such a solid servant for the club. You cannot deny that. When him and Souček came into the team, everybody has said it. They changed the mentality, and we started to actually perform at a high level. And you just can't take that away from those two. They're solid players. They came in, they improved us massively, and I'm actually sad to see them go. If they actually do go. Yes, Wan-Bissaka coming in is going to make Vladimir second fiddle, obviously, and if he's happy to do that, I would keep him. He's a great backup. He'd be great in the cup competitions, and I feel like he would be a great person to keep around in the squad. Do you know what I mean? Like, we got rid of Ben Johnson as well, which I was upset about as well. I didn't want to get rid of him. So if we get rid of Vlad, we have no cover for Wan-Bissaka at all, and he gets injuries, by the way. So Vladimir goes into I'd still keep around. Next up is Kurt Zouma. I think we all know where this one's going. It's time to go. I'm not taking away anything from his West Ham career. He has been a great servant. At one point, he was an animal. You couldn't beat him in the air. He was solid as a rock, and I loved him. But something happened and his knees just started to go. I mean, he was playing like an antelope that's been shot in the leg and is just surviving, trooping on day by day. He just looked like he was somehow getting through games. You see him at the end of the games where he's got these massive ice packs on his knees, and it's just like, I can only imagine the pain that he was in after every single game. I've had knee injuries. I've got an knee injury right now. It's fucking tough. I don't even know if we're even going to be able to sell this guy. Like, he can't pass a medical. Where's he going to go? He actually could be finished in the game. Like, I don't want to see that, but it could be. On to Nave Aged, or Nave Aged. I never knew how to say his name. Nave Aged or Nave Aged. I don't know. I'm not too fussed about this one. It just didn't work out, did it? He could not deal with the physicality and the speed of the Premier League. And if we can get a decent fee for him, I'll be happy. And I think he will be happy, because I don't think he wants to be there really. So he is going into, I hope we get a decent fee. Next up, Mavropanos is a strange one. I don't know why we are actively trying to get rid of this guy. I thought he was solid last season. Yes, his passing is not the best at times, and he has got a little bit of a mistake in him. But I think he's solid. Against Villa, he was good. He would be a great backup. I don't know why we're trying to get rid of him. Personally, he is going in. I'd keep around still, especially for like backup and cup games. Like, he's solid. James Ward-Prowse. Again, seeing this guy up for sale is a madness. The first half of last season, we're saying this guy is signing of the season. We've had Southampton's pants down here. And now we're willing to listen to offers. He's out the door. I know the second half of the season wasn't great for him. And in that double pivot with Souček, yeah, okay. That was horrible to watch. But I'm not sure that was actually his fault. I think that was the tactics, and those two in a pivot together just didn't work, but we kept doing it. It made both of them look worse than they actually are. And you know what? It's the most West Ham thing ever that he would come in and not score a free kick for us and then leave. And we're the only club that he's never scored a free kick for, because I guarantee the next club he goes to, he'll be banging them in for fun. Just like classic West Ham, the West Ham way. James Ward-Prowse, I'm putting you in if we get a decent fee, because if we do get a decent fee, I mean, I'm not going to be really upset to see you go, but I still think you're a quality player and I definitely want you around the squad. But if we get a decent fee and we can get Soler, which is the player that the manager wants, you got to back the manager. Maxwell Cornet. This is another sad one, in it. 20 million fee. He came in and we were all excited. We're thinking Cornet, Antonio, Bowen, Paqueta. That is a front line that will be devastating. And it just never worked out, did it? That Chelsea goal, I still think if that Chelsea goal stands, he has a different career. Do you know what I mean? That Chelsea goal was such a hammer blow. I can't believe it still annoys me to this day that got chalked off. But after that disallowed goal, we just never saw the best of him. I know he got injuries, and that must have been tough to come back from, and they were big injuries as well. But as soon as he came back, Moyes just never played him. It was like he wrote him off completely. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was mentality or he just wasn't at the quality needed. But there was loads of games last season where we were crying out, just give the guy a run of games. Give him a chance to show us what he can do. And he just never got the chance. So I feel sorry for him in that respect. In another respect, there must have been a reason that he never got the games. And for West Ham, 20 million spent, 37 appearances, 1 goal. It's not good business. And unfortunately, Cornet, it's time to go. Souček, I think this is a similar situation to Soufal. They're such good servants for the club. And I bet they're great around the dressing room. And I love him. Everything about West Ham United, everything that we used to say was West Ham United, Souček and Soufal epitomate. They're hardworking. They put their bodies on the line for the badge. What is there not to love about those two? Yes, ability-wise. Okay, ability-wise, yeah, I can see why it may be time to move them on. But I don't like the disrespect that I'm seeing. Okay, these two have been great servants for the club. They came in and they changed our club. So they deserve respect. I personally don't want to see them go. I want to see them stay in the squad. Souček off the bench would be an animal. Yeah, he would be so dangerous. Clubs would not want to see him come off the bench for the final 10 minutes of a game. He's still got a lot to offer. I would keep him, but actually I'm going to put him into if we get a decent fee, because I actually do think we could get a decent fee. I don't know actually how many years he's got left on his contract, but if we could get a decent fee, maybe it is time for him to go. The possession-based football is not going to suit him at all. And if he is surplus to requirements, we might as well try and get a decent fee for him. So I'm going to put him in that category, but I also kind of don't want to see him leave. Finally, we come on to Danny Ings. I like Danny. He seems like a great guy, and I bet he's amazing in the dressing room. I bet he gets along with everyone. But as a signing for West Ham, it's been stinky. Honestly, at the time, I was saying at the time, this guy does not suit us. He doesn't suit Moyes at all. I don't get it. I didn't get the signing. I didn't get why we signed him in the first place. It came out of nowhere. I looked at Twitter. Oh, bang, we signed Danny Ings. What? Why? He didn't suit us at all. It was only because Antonio was getting injuries and we were desperate, we're going to struggle here without a striker, so we need to get someone. And I guarantee Moyes was like, I need someone with Prem experience. And I bet the board were reluctant to do it, but they did it for him. We gave him 125k a week, man. Why? Just didn't need to happen. He didn't suit us. We didn't play to his strengths ever. Can't remember how many times we went 2 up front, and if we did, it was like the last 5 minutes of a game. That Moyes used to do that all the time. He used to do my head in. You give him 5 minutes, 2 up top, and nothing's going to happen in 5 minutes, is it? So we were never going to see the best out of him. It was a panic buy, and now we are kind of stuck with him. And unfortunately, I don't know if he'll leave. I think we may actually get a loan deal with half wages paid or something like that, but I don't think we're going to be able to sell him. I feel sorry for him as a player because he hasn't got any game time. and he hasn't been able to show us what he can truly do. I also don't feel sorry for him because he's earned a pretty packet off of the club, and he still is. The transfer should have just never happened in the first place. So can't blame Ings for it either. So it is what it is. And fortunately, Danny, it's time to go. Okay, there we have it. There are some of the players that could leave West Ham in this window. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below as to who you would like to see leave, who do you want to stay, what kind of fees do you think we can get for these players? I would love to see your comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.